What's up? So it looks like we're just in like this random abandoned area in Shoreline. But behind me right now is one of the greatest recording studios in the Northwest, if not in the world. A place where Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Mother Love Bone, all of the bands that you love have recorded here. It's London Bridge Studios. Let's go check it out. So we're recording the Beat Migs theme. This is completely ridiculous because we are at one of the greatest studios and we're recording our silly show intro for the game Beat Migs. The original version, I'm singing over Pearl Jam's cover of the Dead Boys Sonic Reducer. It was a 7-inch that they gave out for fan club members. I got it as a fan club member. Every Christmas we would get a 7-inch. And so I thought, oh, that would be a funny song to sing over. And now we've been doing it forever. And finally we're at a point where we're like, you know what? We should do a better version. So I've enlisted our friends over in Windowpane, Glenn, Tony, Sean, and also Mark, and they are performing the song, and we're going to record it here at London Bridge Studios. I'm very excited about this. The history of London Bridge Studios is ridiculous. People from Eddie Vedder have sang, Andrew Wood of Mother Love Bone, Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, and Steve Migs.
Rev.
What?
You're in London Bridge Studios.
I know. This place is insane.
What have you learned so far?
That it takes a lot of microphones to mic up a drum kit. Have you seen that?
No, let's see. Take us around the drum set.
Come take a look at this.
Is this intimidating with just all these microphones?
No, you get used to it.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where you don't even realize they're there anymore.
I'm pretty much in awe at this point. Like, all of this is just so amazing.
Can you play drums, Rev?
I bought a drum set when I was 18 or something, when I was living with my grandma off of eBay. But to answer your question, no. I cannot play the drums, even though I tried very hard.
I heard you had a set of pipes, though.
Apparently we're going to find out. Whew. It's intimidating to be in an actual place like this. Is what I mean. Seriously, this is Alice in Chains. So many bands out front that have done stuff here, and it's just like it's that whole Wayne's World. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
I recognize that look. That's his Ralph Macchio. I can't even look real impressive.
Keeps the ears sealed.
I like it.
Ah, very nice. And it's sexy.
What does this song mean to you?
This is me getting to record in a legendary studio with a super talented producer and a bunch of my closest friends. Beat Migs is about, you know, getting to watch one of Steve's dreams come true. He's in here jamming. We're tracking with Jonathan. Windowpane's back in London Bridge. It's a day with my friends. And I couldn't be happier about it, dude. Yeah. It's a love fest. Total love fest. Jonathan, make fun of you, man.
I really needed some food, man. I was getting...
So the two things Glenn needs: a pick and a
the
hair
hair
tie.
tie's loaded with blonde curly hair. You like that?
Yes.
That way I can be like, no, that was mine.
All yours.
This is hands down like the most prestigious, recognizable studio in all of Washington.
Look at these.
All these bands play here.
Like, there's a reason why these are up here.
And you and I are going to sing in the same studio as Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, Eddie Vedder, Andrew Wood, Macklemore, Fleet Foxes,
The dude from Nickelback.
the dude from 3 Doors Down.
Right.
Have any of your favorite albums been made in here, Steve?
Okay.
And if they have, can you show them to me?
Come on.
Well, let's see.
So, this wall alone pretty much defines high school and a good chunk of college and 40-something-year-old, 41 or 42, what the hell am I? 41-year-old Steve. Obviously, Pearl Jam 10. How cool is this? This is one of the drum heads they must have used when recording Pearl Jam's 10, and then I would imagine Jeff, since he was kind of like the artistic dude, and also very obsessed with basketball, I'd imagine he's the guy who kind of did all this artwork. I mean, right there alone, like this is when they were recording the record. That is just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then you come down here. I mean, 3 doors down. I mean, this album changed who I was. No, I'm just kidding. Great record, though.
Yeah, great record.
Seriously, like, clearly. Soundgarden. Oh, jeez. Loud Love. Loud Love. I remember seeing that on Headbangers Ball. It's just nuts. Blind Melon, even. One of my all-time favorite records. In fact, that's a little odd. That name right there is the guy who's producing the Beat Migs song right now, Jonathan Plum. I couldn't believe that we're even getting to work with him. I mean, it goes without saying, Alice in Chains, obviously, Dirt, Jar of Flies. That's kind of, it's not kind of cool, that is incredibly cool. The old stickman figure for Pearl Jam. I remember one of my buddies in college got that tattooed, like a giant piece on his forearm. We were so obsessive, and still are, about Pearl Jam. The Mother Love Bone one, I can't even put into words. The fact that the piano that Andrew Wood plays on that record, I just sat right in front of. It's nuts. Candlebox, another great record. Yeah, this is, I mean, hell, Macklemore. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, like, it's not just a place where rock bands have recorded. There's just from folk bands like the Fleet Foxes to Macklemore to every band that I listened to growing up. This place is just historic. It's nuts. And I mean, looking over here, it seems like bands that have recorded here have left their imprint. I mean, from obviously, I mean, you got the Mother Love Bone 8x10. I mean, you got bands that some might not have ever heard of. To, I mean, my buddies in the Fighting Machinists are right over there. To hell, our boys in Windowpane. That drum head right there is from their recording of their new album, which I highly recommend people getting. Was recorded here, and obviously they used that drum head during the recording process. Shadow, if you look closely. Let's get a little bit close. There's a certain person by the name of Michael McCready. Not Mike McCready, but Michael McCready from Pearl Jam. That's Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. How great is that? Including a bunch of other, Rick Friel, I know Chris Friel. These guys are some talented musicians that are still playing music and doing some great stuff in the Northwest. Let's see who's behind this one right here.
So much stuff on
Yeah,
here.
this is incredible. Oh, the Retros. Retros were one of those bands when I first moved out here. They're like a cover band that would play back in the Pioneer Square days. That's kind of cool to see their stuff up here as well. How about this, though? It's a
Vitamin R that's signed.
Yeah, I don't know who it's signed by, but that is freaking awesome.
I can't tell. Chain
Furball. I don't know if that's a person's name or just a statement.
Then I got another one right here. With a bunch of
Steve.
nothing happened.
with a bunch of Crown Royal bags. Yeah.
Yeah, London Bridge it's the vibe here, the room, it's legendary. So many people have come through here. It's a great facility, and there's an aura about it that really, lends itself to being creative and being productive. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm. The history behind this version, the Pearl Jam version of the Dead Boys Sonic Reducer, is when we first started doing Beat Migs, it was called Beat the Producer,
Right.
And so somehow one of my buddies came up with like a little jingle and it was like Beat the Producer based off of that song. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's cool. And then when I came to KSW, we decided to do Beat the Producer again. And I'm like, we should recreate that, but I didn't know where that buddy was, and I didn't have the raw audio of it, so I just grabbed Pearl Jam's version and sang over it, and it
Okay.
sounded terrible.
Right.
But that was kind of the fun of it.
Right.
And then eventually it kind of hit the breaking point where I'm like, Glenn, you want to record this and make it sound good? And he's like, yeah, my friend Jonathan over at London Bridge might be up for it, and that's kind of the whole story behind it. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a nice little nod to Pearl Jam in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if they'd like to know that, but
Right. Was there any there's no what do you call it, rights problems using that song?
I don't know.
Yeah. And now we're at the studio that they recorded it, so.
Which is pretty damn cool. Yeah, so were you around for when they were recording?
Well, I came in just after 10 was finished, so
Okay.
I was really young, I was 20. So, but I did work on the Even Flow single that that was the video.
Yeah.
And then actually I have a mixed credit on a song called Dirty Frank.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
you know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a deep sort of B-side. And it was nice that they gave me a credit, except that the credit is mixed by John. They didn't really want to know my last name entirely. And they spelled my name wrong. But it was still cool. Yeah.
Was it John?
Yeah.
And it just said mixed by John?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a dirty. That makes it. But it's still cool,
Oh, hell yeah. That's hilarious, though.
Even flow. Actually, we did a little bit of single soundtrack, which was State 11 Trust. And we did some mixing.
That's still one of my all-time favorite Pearl Jam songs.
Yeah, and it was crazy for me because I was like 20, and like Pearl Jam was like one of my favorite bands at the time, and so like I just dropped in here. I was worked here for like 3 months, and suddenly I'm like sitting with Sadie Vedder, like punching vocals in and stuff like that. Wow. Yeah, it was like super wild for me. I was still in college, like getting up, going to school in the morning, coming here, and then like clean the toilets, and then punching Eddie Vedder in his vocal takes. Yeah, it was super cool.
You got to clean Eddie's toilets.
I did, and then clean his vocal tracks.
Yep. Oh, you're trapped in there. No farting in the U-boat, man. You just tainted that mic, dude. You're in the spot. You just farted on hollowed ground, bub. Eddie doesn't fart. He will beat anyone that calls in to play the game.
And I am smarter than you. I'll make you
Your claim! 60 seconds on the clock.
You're going down.
And he's gonna rock! It's time to play the game. Everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
Whoa!
Beat Migs. You're a loser. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Rev, yes. Are you ready for your singing debut?
Do I look ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I can already hear the drums.
Yeah.
You ready? Are you gonna play drums too?
Rev writes the questions down.
But can Migs keep the crown?
Every color, every day.
Will Migs know what to say?
What's the capital of Timbuktu? I don't know. Is it Kalamazoo? No!
Wow. One take.
You rock, man.